Hello, guys. Hello, hello. And you're looking at Joseph Samuel. So, I am here today to do story time. I haven't done that in a long time. Also, I wanted to mention that if you want to send an ornament to me, my email is in the description of that video. And if you can't send an ornament, no worries. I've got you covered. So, I just wanted to throw that in. Throw that in there. So, this is Joseph Samuel. He is a partial cuddle baby. I adopted him from my friend Becca's Happy Place. And he's wearing a teddy bear sleeper. And there's Beany. He's asleep, but there's Beany. So I'm going to pause you and get the first book. Just a moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. The first book we're going to read, there's Joseph, and there's Beany, is How to Catch an Elf. It's Christmas Eve. Hip, hip, hooray. Yes, Santa's coming around. He's bringing toys to girls and boys in every house in town. Some kids have tried to catch him, but Santa's passed, you see. So they've set their eyes on a smaller prize, and now they're after me. I'm not my friend up on a shelf who comes each year and sits. No, I've got style, I've got grace. I'm the elf that never quits. Now Santa's ready. Time to go. I'm sure that your traps are scary. I'll do my best to dodge them all, and you leave me feeling merry. In I go to Emma's house to make sure it's all is clear. A tinsel net? Oh, that's just fun. I won't get caught in there. Jaden's trap cannot be missed. I think it's double-sided. He's got his spot on my naughty list. You bet that's been decided. Another house is filled with trees. These kids are getting smarter. I can't resist the candy canes. My job is getting harder. Santa slower lowers me into a dangerous room. If I touch down, he won't just frown. There'll be a boom. Your Christmas maze is all laid out. My work's no longer cushy. I safely brought you all your gifts, but hey, you zapped my tushy. You zapped my tushy. Oh my goodness. And now my radar is perking up. The next one's quite a chore. We don't yet know what lies ahead in this family grocery store. Oh my. We run inside and get caught up in an avalanche of food. We've seen all kinds of traps before, but not to this magnitude. The dinner cannon burps and spits and shoots out ham and gravy. And then it follows with dessert. Please, Santa, will you save me? We tumble down the waterfall above the Eggnog River, and Santa and I are awesome team. Together we deliver. Oh my goodness. Get it? Pizza deliver. How funny. And now time for us to leave. When our night is nearly done. You tried your best this Christmas Eve. So, Merry Christmas, everyone. That is so cute. That was How to Catch an Elf. Alright. See what's next here. Okay. Oh my, this is called Flip and Flop. So let's try to read this one. Whee! Said Flip. Look at me. I can stand on one leg. Me too, spluttered Flop. I can do it too. But he couldn't and toppled slowly over into the snow. Flip was 5, Flop was 2. Whatever Flip did, Flop did too. I'm making a snow penguin, said Flip. Me too, said Flop. I'm in my secret hideout, said Flip. Me too, said Flop. In fact, whatever Flip did, Flop did too. Flip and Flop played a made-up game called Boomba. They jumped into the snow, bouncing on their bottoms. Boomba! Shouted Flip. Boomba! Shouted Flop. Flop loved to play Boomba with Flip. He could play it forever. But sometimes Flip wanted to play other games. Oh, I don't know if I showed y'all that picture. One day Flip was on the play slope, playing slip and slide, with his prim hip flop bottled over. Let's play Boomba, said Flip Flop, said Flip excitedly. Flip loved Flop and Flop loved Flip, but sometimes Flip thought his little brother was the best. Oh. No, said Flip. I want to play slip and slide with Hip, not Boomba with you. No way. Flip, excuse me. Flop felt sad. He shuffled away. Poor little guy. Flop waddled and shuffled and waddled, up and down, around and around, in and out, until he had wandered far, far away from Flip. Uh-oh. That's not good. Flop found a new play slope and started to play Boomba alone. Boomba, shouted Flop and fell down. He started to cry. Boomba is no fun on my own, sniffled Flop. It is boring and cold. At the top of the slope, someone was watching him. Poor little guy. A little bear came sliding down. Well, he's cute. My name is Hop. Who are you? Said the little bear. I'm Flop, said Flop, grinning. Do you want to play Boomba with me? Yes, said Hop, with a big smile. Together they jumped into the snow, bouncing on their bottoms. Boomba! Shouted the Flop and Hop as loudly as they could. They were having a really good time. My brother didn't want to play with me today, said Flop. Mine didn't either, said Hop. I'm happy I played with you, said Flop. Me too, said Hop. Soon it was time to go home. The two friends skipped back to the play slope. At the play slope, Flip and Hip were bored with playing the slip slide. They looked gloomy. Flip, this is my friend Hop, said Hop. Said Flop proudly, and he's my baby brother, said Hip. Let's all play together, said Flip, and make up a new game, added Flop. Goodness gracious, these names. Flip, Flop, Hip, and Hop invented a new game called Slip, Slide, Boomba. They whizzed and slipped, slid, and jumped, and all together shouted, Boomba! And that's the end of Flip and Flop. That was kind of cute. Okay, so now we come to the best one. Because I'm the partial. This is the Polar Express. It is my favorite Christmas movie because I love trains. I love trains. So let's get started. Alright. This was given to me in 2023, December 14th. By my hubby. Alright. On Christmas Eve, many years ago, I lay quietly in my bed. I did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound. A sound a prince had told me I'd never hear. The ringing bells of Santa's sleigh. There is no Santa, my friend had insisted, but I know he was wrong. Late that night, I did hear sounds, though. Not of ringing bells from outside came the sounds of hissing steam and squeaking metal. I looked through my window and saw a train standing perfectly still in front of my house. Sorry, y'all. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell softly around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest. When he looked up at my window, I put my slippers and my robe on. I tiptoed downstairs and out the door. All aboard! The conductor cried out. I ran up to him. Well, he said, are you coming? Where? Why, to the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express. I took his outstretched hand and I climbed aboard. The train was filled with other children, all in pajamas and nightgowns. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies with nougat centers as white as snow. We drank hot cocoa as thick as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward. My goodness. Soon there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through the cold, dark forest where lone wolves roamed and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness, excuse me. We climbed mountains so high it seemed as if we would scrape the moon, but the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster we ran along, rolling over peaks and through valleys like a car on a roller coaster. The mountain turned into hills, and the hills were to snow-covered plains. We crossed a a barren desert of ice. The great polar ice cap, lights appeared in the distance. They looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing on a frozen sea. And there, off in the distance, was the North Pole. The North Pole, it was a huge city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. At first, we saw no elves. They are gathering at the center of the city. The conductor told us that it was where Santa will give the first gift of Christmas. Who receives the first gift of Christmas? The conductor answered, he will choose one of you. Look, shouted one of the children. The elves outside. We saw hundreds of elves as our train grew closer to the center of the North Pole. We slowed to a crawl so crowded where the streets with Santa's helpers when the Polar Express could go no farther. We stopped and the conductor led us outside. And all the red you see there, that's elves. Millions of them. Santa needs a lot of help, don't he? Yep, Santa needs a lot of help. We passed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and paced, ringing the silver sleigh bells that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound like nothing I'd ever heard. Across the circle, the elves moved apart and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly. He marched over to us and pointing to me and said, let's have this young fella right here. He jumped into the sleigh. The conductor handed me up. I sat on Santa's knee and he asked me, now, what do you want for Christmas? I know that I could have any gift I could imagine, but the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Santa's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything in this was one silver bell from Santa's sleigh. When I asked, Santa smiled and he gave me a hug and told one of the elves to go cut one from reindeer's harness. Elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood up, held holding the bell high above him, and called out, "The first gift of Christmas!" The clock struck midnight as the elves roared with their approval. Santa handed the bell to me, and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted out the reindeer's names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled once above us, then disappeared into the cold, dark polar sky. You know the reindeer's names? On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, on Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away all. But we can't forget about Rudolph. All right. As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost the silver bell from Santa Claus's sleigh. "Let's hurry outside and look for it," one of the children said, but the train gave a sudden lunge and started moving. We were on our way home. Oh, how sad. It broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood in my doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said something from the moving train, but I couldn't hear him. "What?" I yelled out. He cupped his hands around his mouth. "Merry Christmas!" he shouted. The Polar Express let out a loud blast from its whistle and sped away. Just a moment, guys. On Christmas morning, my little sister Sarah and I opened our presents. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found one last box behind the tree. It had my name on it. Inside was the silver bell. There was a note found this on the seat on my sleigh. Fix that hole in your pocket. Signed, Mr. C. I shook the bell. It made the most beautiful sound my sister and I had ever heard. But my mother said, "Oh, that's too bad." "Yes," said my father, "it's broken." When I'd shaken the bell, my parents had not heard a sound. This is my favorite part. As one time, almost all of my friends could hear the bell. But as the years passed, sorry, I can't read it. Oh my goodness. Okay. The years passed, it felt silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Though I've grown old. This part right here is my favorite. Though I've grown old, the bell still rings for me, as it does for all who truly believe. Oh, I love that part. And there's the bell. And that's the end of the Polar Express. Now, there is a train in Branson, Missouri, but you can go and ride. And they have it every Christmas. And they turn it into the Polar Express. You can wear your pajamas, and you meet Santa, and you get a golden ticket, and you also get a bell. And you sing Christmas carols, and you ride a full ride on the Polar Express. I love to do that. I wanted to do that for so long. But we haven't been able to go. But if you ever get a chance to do it, please do. I've heard it's amazing, and I'd love to go, but can't do it. So, anyway, y'all have a great week, not just a good week. Merry Christmas. Christmas love and hugs. And I'll catch you in the next one. Much love. Bye. There's Joseph and Beany. Y'all have a great week. Bye-bye.